What's up, y'all? My name is Devontae, and I sacrificed my time so you don't have to. Now, this isn't going to be a stereotypical Tony Khan burial video. It's not as if I haven't done a bunch of those in the past. Am I right? I'm right. Totally right. All the way right. I'm always going to be right. And to be quite frank, it's not like I'm not going to do any more in the future, because that's Tony Khan's motto. That's his forte. He can't help but step in shit every time he takes a fucking walk, right? So expect another Tony Khan video in the next couple of days to the next couple of weeks. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to say, but trust me, he's going to do something really, really retarded in the news. Because again, that's his Tony Khan's forte, and that's his motto, that's his headline, that's his shtick, that's his gimmick, being a complete and utter fuck up. But I'm going to be a little bit more explicit today, a little bit more direct. I want to focus on one criteria when talking about Tony Khan, and that's his creative direction. That's his booking style in particular. I don't want to talk about his promoting skills, because we've already been down that road 1,000,001 times. That's a dead horse that if you beat anymore, it'll turn to fucking atoms, okay? I want to focus on his creative direction, because I got to ask you guys a question. Have you been following Collision? Have you? I'm gonna assume that probably 90% of you, 95% of you are gonna probably say no. Oh, but maybe you've been following Rampage. That's a thigh slap right there. Hooey! No, you haven't. You've probably been following Dynamite. The majority of you. Half of the majority of you. 40% of you. 30% of you are not. Some of you, the majority of you, follow fucking Dynamite more than you follow Collision and Rampage. I can't even give this much. God damn it, I'm trying to be charitable. I can't even do that when it comes to this conversation. But are you guys familiar with what Edge is currently doing at the moment? I'm just going to throw out an example. Just Edge. What is Adam Copeland doing right now? What did he do this previous week? Because I think if you guys watched my review, because of course you did, you probably know that Edge had a match with Christian. It was no disqualification match, right? Pretty solid match for the most part. But more in particular, it's the finish that everyone is talking about, right? You know, the whole spiel with Edge winning the championship belt, and then this whole rip-off Money in the Bank thing that is supposedly just for this specific story of Luchasaurus or Kill Switch or Dino Douche or whatever the fuck you want to refer to him as. Look at me, I'm still in Jim Cornette's gimmick right now. I'm not. I'm just referring to him as things that people might know him as, right? And then he cashes in his contract in order to take the belt from Edge. But it wasn't him. He gave his contract to Christian Cage, and he took his belt off him. Pretty solid story. Pretty good cliffhanger, if you will, to go into the next show, and maybe you can kick off from where they left off after the show, right? Right? So what would you do as a promoter, as a booker, if, you know, you had Edge just do all this and Christian just do all this, and then you're going into the next show with both guys on the show? What would you do, okay? What would Jesus do? What would you do, okay? What will Allahu Akbar do, huh? What would you guys do? What is the most obvious thing to do, right? Me personally, you can go about this in a complete and so many variations, but me personally, I would just go with the tradition. Christian come out, yada 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 yada. Edge comes out, security guards, yada 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 yada. Has a match, yada 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 yada. Christian tries to interfere in the match, yada yada. Something along the lines of that, right? It doesn't have to be explicitly that, but you are having Edge and you are having Christian do things with each other within the same environment, right? Right? You're not going to have Christian do something on one show, Edge do something on a different show, and not have anything in regards to both of them doing something face to face, right? Because that'd be retarded, right? That'd be booking malpractice, right? So of course Tony Khan does exactly that, because like I said, that's his gimmick, which is being a complete and utter fuck up. A bullshit artist, if you will. Less is more, but nothing is nothing. You know what I mean by that? Less is more, meaning Well, we have something that we're focusing on right now. We're not going to do something extreme, but we're going to have the two characters within the same vicinity, within the same story, within the same arc, within the same angle that night. Doesn't mean you have to go crazy. That's the phrase less is more. Nothing is nothing when you don't even have the two guys within the story, within the same vicinity, at the same time, in the same angle, twice in the same week on two separate shows. How is he Booker of the Year? How is he a Promoter of the Year? You guys are dumbasses, bro. I said it and I'll say it again. You guys make no sense when you try to come at me with this nonsensical argument that Tony Khan knows exactly what he's doing. By whose metric? By whose metric? I said this once and I'll say it again, all right? No one is saying you have to go out there and you have to have a bunch of fucking explosions. There has to be confetti shot everywhere. Sex scenes and every goddamn... That would get boring after a while, okay? That would get boring after a while. See WCW in 1999 and 2000 and Vince Russo not having any filter behind them. That's bad television, okay? That's bad television. Doing everything all at once and just boom! Explosions! That's lame when that's every fucking show. But of course, when you do the complete opposite on the other side of the spectrum, and your way to replace those explosions is by having monologue after monologue after monologue after monologue after monologue. By the way, that being the equivalent of the wrestling in the ring. Ring match, in-ring match, blood, 450, 450, false finish, roll up finish, kicks out finish, roll up finish. That's your replacement for actual angles. And you sit here and you try to tell me less is more. You're not offering me anything. And this has been the story of AEW. This has been the story of Tony Khan since his fucking inception. Look at CM Punk. He's another one. So let me ask you guys a question. If you brought CM Punk in, right? Say he cuts a promo on his first ever show. That's fine. That's cool. That's less is more. And you're getting the most out of that. What will be the first thing that you would do after his initial match with Darby Allin? Fine, that's cool. A little bit of a dream match for some people from a stylistic standpoint, right? Aesthetic standpoint, right? Okay, so would you probably go directly into a feud with a bigger name, say in MJF right away, not in fucking December or November, but right away in MJF. You know, you could probably revisit some history of him and Chris Jericho when they were actually on good terms at the time, somewhat, I guess. You can go a million different ways with these paths. Maybe an angle? An angle! I know, wait, fucking an angle! No. You put him in the fucking match with Will Hobbs. You put him in the fucking match with Will Hobbs on Rampage. Because that's what you do as a good promoter. You take CM Punk, the hottest superstar in the world at the time. Today too also, but at the time. And you put him in the ring with Will Hobbs, who you have yet to build up anything with substantial. See, that's another problem too. Coming back to Edge, he had a match on Saturday. This is actually what got me wanting to make this video. Like I said, all the stuff that built up with Christian, right? Instead of running an angle with him and Christian on Saturday, like you could have done on Wednesday, and you can actually give some fucking heat to this shit like any other promoter would have done about 20, 15, 10, maybe even 5 years ago. Instead, you have Edge go out there and he wants to build himself back up by wrestling Griff fucking Garrison. You know, the same Griff Garrison where his whole gimmick currently at the moment that he's trying to shed is who the fuck is Griff Garrison? Yeah, that Griff Garrison. His literal gimmick right now is who the fuck is Griff Garrison? That is a shoot. That is a shoot. Who the fuck is Griff Garrison? And here's the thing. In any other circumstances, I don't have a problem with CM Punk wrestling a Will Hobbs on his second or third match back. In any other circumstances, I don't have a problem with someone like, for an example, Edge wrestling a Griff Garrison. Griff kind of looks like Edge from 1996 anyways. I don't mind any of that. That's how you actually build up talent. But in order to build up talent, one must have a foundation for said talent. Okay? This isn't a John Cena Kurt Angle situation when John Cena is coming in as a complete fucking newbie and Kurt Angle, at the time just a regular superstar, by the way, is actually giving something to John Cena to run with. Okay? Griff Garrison is trying to shed a character. He's already been there for a number of years. You are trying to shed Griff Garrison character. You are trying to promote Griff Garrison with a new character, hopefully, right? 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 No, of course not. Your way of trying to get Griff Garrison over, because John Cena, that match at Kurt Angle was a legitimate introduction. There's no introduction for who the fuck is Griff Garrison. He's already Griff Garrison. What he should be doing right now is trying to find a gimmick to find himself, to establish himself. Your way of trying to get him over is by putting him in the ring with Edge. That right there. Simply that. No more. Nada. Nada. Not an introduction. No. Nada. That right there. That sequence of events is what you prove. That's what you're trying to do to get him over. To put him in the ring with a Hall of Famer. Again, if this was Kurt Angle today, then I'd be having the same argument. But we're talking about Kurt Angle, a guy who's only been on the roster at that point in time for 3.5 years. Oh, sorry, 2.5 years. Excuse me. 3 years would have made November in 2002, right? That right there with Kurt Angle and John Cena. You're introducing someone, right? You're trying to get someone over. And then what happens? John Cena goes backstage. He starts shaking everybody's hand. He shakes the Undertaker's hand, the undisputed champion. And he's looking at that hand. And he's like, damn, bruh. I'm never going to wash this hand again. I don't care if I misplace my tissue and I have to do what I got to do. I ain't washing this hand ever again in my life. Okay, cool. I'm fine with that. But what you did with Griff Garrison, you put off an angle that should be promoted with him and Christian Edge, that is, to have a match with Griff Garrison, who no one gives a shit about, who you should probably have in an angles to build up a new character and some vignettes to build up a new character, something, you're going to put that off to build up a new superstar on your secondary brand that needs all the help that it can get from people like Edge. This is how you're going to use Edge. It makes no sense. It makes no fucking sense at all, bruh. And creatively speaking, I don't even know what going forward right now is going to happen we're coming up right now on, what's the show? Revolution, right? What the fuck is happening on Revolution? I should be preparing myself. Say that you're a jit. Say like you're 16 or 15 years old. Say that you ain't got no job. Say you ain't got shit to do, right? And you say to yourself, damn, man, I really want to watch that rent for some fucking ungodly reason. You decided, I want to watch Revolution. I should probably start saving up my money. Golly gee willikers. Or maybe, who knows, you're in a dough and you say to yourself, damn, I want to be able to have all my money, all my checks, everything pretty much valid and it's balanced and everything. Okay, I'll put some money to the side for this specific event. I'll put $10 aside a week to build up to it. Okay, but what are you building up to, though? Why am I saving my money? Why am I putting money aside? Now, I know why I'm doing it. I'm a shitty YouTuber. But why is everybody else having to have a reason to want to put their money to the side to do anything, to want to watch this show in particular? This isn't like, say, for an example, the Royal Rumble the night after, when you know at No Way Out, you're preparing for The Rock, you're preparing for Kurt Angle. Talking about No Way Out 2001, by the way. You're preparing for The Rock and Kurt Angle. You're preparing for Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H. You may not know the match. You may not know for certain it's going to happen, but you have an inkling based off of the creative direction that these two specific matches are going to happen, right? So you say to yourself, all right, cool. Not to mention, you have so many stars on your main event scene and your mid-card division, your upper mid-card division at the time. Everybody was fucking over. That comes right back to that creative perspective that I was talking about, that creative decision, focusing on fucking characters rather than fucking wrestling all the time. So many people were over on the roster, say in 2001, for an example, that you can actually plausibly just sell it based off of that alone. Hell, you don't have to go back that far. We can go today. You want to know why WWE is booming right now? Say what you will about the current era, which I have a lot of criticisms about, right? I do. But at the same time, you can't ignore right now that this is probably the hardest I've seen WWE go from a star power standpoint in like well over a decade. Like, I can't remember this much star power on a given brand in years. To the point where before, I was all about bringing back the roster together as early as, say, 2020, 2021. I think I made a video about, hey, man, end the brand split, because the brand split is because you don't have the talent to justify any of this. You may have names, but you don't have people in the position to justify any of this. And WWE currently right now, right, I don't have to go back to 2001. We can relate right now today. They have so many fucking names. So many names. Look at Raw. You have Punk, right? You have Seth Rollins, right? You have Cody Rhodes, right? You have the Judgment Day, right? You have all those talents right there, right? Jey Uso starting to blow up a little bit more. You got that. Gunther, Intercontinental Champion, right there, right? That's 6 talents. Well, 6 actual talents. If you count the Judgment Day as 4, okay, which by the way, the Money in the Bank winner is inside there also, right? You have Rhea Ripley as the women's champion, right? Becky Lynch, don't like her, she's still a name, right? That's like 8 different talents in a fucking row that I just named right there, already on Raw alone. Alone on Raw. And then you come to SmackDown. You have Roman, right? You have AJ Styles. You have LA Knight. You have Randy Orton. You have Logan Paul. You even have some tag teams that you're starting to build up right now. Stables right now. Like the Authors of Pain and Karrion Kross and them. Tag teams. Like the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. Legado del Fantasma. Whatever the fucking new names are. With Santos Escobar currently at the moment. Rey Mysterio's on that brand also. All right, Bianca Belair. Charlotte, even though she's out currently right now. You have a gigafuck ton of talent currently at the moment in WWE. They can get away with it because they have that many names on the roster right now where they can sell the tickets just based off of, well, I don't know what match I'm going to get, but it's going to be in some way in between these 2 talents. Then fuck it, go ahead. AEW doesn't have that. They haven't built up enough credibility within anybody on their roster to have that kind of mindset going into any given show. You don't. Currently at the moment, as far as over talent is considered that I care about, and even then, he still has to build up a name. I can't think of anybody but a Swerve Strickland. That's it. That's it. Nobody else. Bryan Danielson, he ain't nowhere near as over as he was in WWE. And I like Bryan Danielson. I love his matches. Nowhere near. Not even close. And Jon Moxley? Not even close. Those are the only 2 talents that I could think of. Jericho? Not even close. He's not even 1/10 of the talent that he was about fucking even 5 years ago, let alone 20 years ago. 20 years ago, Jericho will look at Jericho today and say to himself, holy fuck, is that really my future? Let me get my goddamn life insurance prepared because there's no way I'm making it to 50 with a fucking promo, with a fucking look, with a fucking aesthetic like I'm gonna look in about 20 fucking years. Life insurance, here I come. And I can see Jericho totally saying that. Fucking going from goddamn grunge looking guy from the 90s to fucking Greg Valentine in 1984. But that's the situation that we're currently in right now with Tony Khan. That's the current situation I dread. I don't care if I know for a fact there's a good chance I'm going to get some high viewership numbers, at least for my area. I know I'm going to get some decent traction when it comes to the AEW Dynamite reviews. I know I'm going to get some decent traction when it comes to that. It always happens. People like to watch the Dynamite reviews. I fucking hate it. I'm almost willing to sacrifice those views that I know I'm going to get. Like, if I need a quick 2,000 views, I know for a fact the Dynamite reviews are going to pull it in. I know. They always do. But I'm willing to just give that shit up because I don't want to watch Dynamite anymore. And even some weeks, like the week 2 weeks ago, or I guess it would have been a week and a half ago, right? When they actually had somewhat of a decent program. What do? They fucking ruin it the next week. They're not even consistent, bruh. At least I know with WWE, it's the road to WrestleMania. It's the road to the Royal Rumble. CM Punk's coming tomorrow night. I know what to expect. I know that I'm going to get some decent programming. If not the entire show, I know I can look forward to at least one segment that's going to make everything worth it. I can't get that out of Dynamite. I can't. And it's because of the creative direction of Tony Khan. It's because of what he put his company in position-wise. So many different directions that you can go into with this wrestler and this wrestler and this wrestler and this wrestler and this wrestler. And you decide to mask all of that by being lazy and doing more fucking wrestling. But you're going to sit here. AEW marks are going to sit here. And they're going to try to justify to me that what Tony Khan is doing at the moment is a good thing. It's a good thing. Like DDP. That's a good thing. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here. I can't even be charitable to the guy. Because usually I could say something nice. Usually I could be like, well, okay, this, that, and the third. I don't know what to say in order to make up for this right here. He needs to step down from creative. And here's the thing also, before people are like, oh, Devontae, don't you always preach the values of don't fucking wish for someone to lose their job? No. You don't understand. I'm not saying he needs to be terminated from it. I mean, not to mention he can't, he's the fucking owner. But what I'm saying is, for anybody in a position like that, you need to lose your current title. No one is saying you have to leave the company. No one is saying you have to go do something else in regards to losing your job here and losing the payday. No. He's the owner regardless, so it's a fucking retarded argument anyways. But I mean, step down from creative and focus on the business side of things, right? Like you and your dad, I mean, shouldn't you guys focus more on that? Like, focus on, like I said earlier on in the video, focus on the locations of where you're going to go to next. Focus on things like that. Focus on, like, you know, the arenas. Focus on, like, the bottom line, the financial aspect. Focus on, you know, things that, what's the word I'm looking for? A CEO should be focused on. You think Vince is booking the fucking card? Now, Vince may be retarded enough to bring his old ass in to want to, well, fuck this script, make me another one. But he ain't the one doing the scripts. You get what I'm trying to say? That I'm saying that's good because Vince sucks in that manner also, and I'm happy he's gone. People can get mad if you want to. Fucking get triggered, bitch ass niggas. What I'm saying is, though, Vince ripping up a script and having someone else work on a different script, it's not him focusing on the script. Tony Khan is the guy who's writing the fucking script. And look where it's getting you at right now. Look where it's getting you at right now. Oh, don't worry, though. When a WWE talent comes, he'll totally pop a number there, right? Because that's the way Tony Khan rolls. Fuck creative direction. I'll just use one of the WWE marks to come over here and get a paycheck out of my mark ads, and that right there could be a ratings go-getter. Only for 2 weeks later for them to feel like they're just a part of the... You know that's where this is going with someone like a Mercedes Moné, right? You know this is going. If she actually shows up in AEW, it's just to pop a number. $6 million, $5 million to pop a fucking number. Then they milk your ass for everything that you're worth. And then they sit back in catering, waiting for their turn on the episode of Collision because you can never get them on Dynamite because you need to build up Collision. And the best way to build up Collision is to have guys like Edge versus Joey Janela's twin gay brother. Totally get it. Absolutely understand. Bravo. Because that's what everybody wants to see, right? We don't see Mercedes on WWE, so we see her on AEW, and that's the path that you want to go down to build up numbers. Then go for it, Tony. Creative direction sucks, and why the fuck should you even try to focus on that anymore, okay? We need to build, paycheck to paycheck, ratings to ratings, viewership to viewership, am I right? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Devontae, you're completely off the mark here. If only you understood how AEW got down, okay? You have such a shitty opinion. Never mind you never being able to take down the shitty opinion, because you know what I'm saying. It's right. This is every fucking video, bro. It's always that one person in the comment who has a problem with what I'm saying. They can never decipher and take apart the actual argument in itself. And when they attempt to do it, always has to be a bit of a moving of the goalpost here, right? Has to be a bit of a red herring there, right? Get a straw man a little bit here. Still man my argument. Go for it. Still man my argument. Take the best possible argument that you can hear that I'm conversating with you guys with right now, and I dare you to try to observe it and take it apart. Oh wait, that's right. You can't. Just tell me that you don't like my opinion, and then get the fuck on. Skedaddle, okay? All right, my homie? My young boy, bitch, right? Skedaddle, bro, all right? Go ahead. Go wash those panties of yours, all right? I understand that you got no more bosses lying around. You should take your nasty ass to the wash house. It's been about 2 months now, so you decided to wear your girlfriend's panties. That's fine. And by girlfriend, I mean non-binary. And by non-binary, I mean a guy who pretends to be a girl. That's fine. That's cool. That's okay. But if you're not going to take a part of this conversation, if you're not going to actually converse within this conversation, then just go huff, puff, moan, bitch, groan, and blow down my house and skedaddle your bitch ass on. With that being said, though, my name is Devontae, and I'll be catching you fine chance later. Unfortunately, not watching Raw tonight. Have to get ready to go to work. Got a 12-hour shift. Probably ain't leaving until around 10:30. Sorry about that. But I will focus on the CM Punk promo, and if I see something, anything that's worth developing, I'll talk about that later on tonight when I get off of work. As always, though, deuces, P-eyes.